¿Qué lo que hay, mi gente? Welcome back to Two Drinks and a Ting. I'm your Ting Nathalia.
And I'm Lauren.
And we in this bitch. Before we begin, please like, subscribe, and follow for the visual viewers because we try to get to 500, aka me, so I can start making some monies. And for the audio listeners, please follow or subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. Now, what is a Ting without her two drinks? I brought it back because it was so fucking good. An Adult Swim. That was a nice one. Mm-hmm. If you missed the pod with Holly and Zach, I highly suggest you pause, run that bitch back, listen to it, and come and join. Because this was the drink I had. It is blue. I forgot how she pronounced it. Gorajos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me neither. Mm-hmm. Sprit and Malibu coconut rum.
Meaning Sprite.
Yes. And Malibu coconut rum. All right. So we're going to go in straight. I'm an avid book reader, but now I've just recently found out of the audios and stuff like that, especially, listen here, Libby, if you need someone to be sponsoring shit, hit me up. It's free to sign up. And you like reading books that you don't feel like paying for and shit like that, download Libby. Because it's kind of just an ebook or an audio book, so you don't have to go to the library itself.
For free with your library card.
For free. If you're an avid reader and you're tired of buying books and then returning them like I do, get Libby, get a card, and bless yourself. Y'all need to read or listen to, because they have the audio version, The Minders by John Mars.
Okay.
Now, it's about 4 individuals who are recruited by M5, which is the FBI version of the British world and shit like that. And this is in the slight distant future where they implant a chip into the individual's minds and they have access to the whole entire M5 database. So they know the national secrets and things like that, conspiracy, all that. Their main goal, implant them in civilians, record and obtain the things that the regular citizens are going through, so they can try to identify who can be a potential terrorist or like what's adding up to a big event. So that's what they're used for. And it starts to go left. Someone's out there purposely finding and hunting down these quote unquote undercover spies and killing them one by one, but they're trying to draw them out. And the way that it's written is so interesting. It's nice. Like it. So far, I like John Mars. I want to read another one of his books, but it's sold out everywhere.
That sounds good. I'm reading a book right now. I can't remember the name. I know, terrible. I think it's called Salt and Sea or something like that.
Salt and Sea.
But it's about, I found out about it on TikTok. I follow these librarians and they post like what their favorite books are. And it's a 2-parter, but it's basically about World War II and like different characters, like a girl who's like Polish. It's like another guy who's like German, who's like in a different country. Then there's like the Navy's perspective on like, so it's like different people's perspectives so far.
On the same war?
On the same war.
Okay.
So you'll read it and
For
it'll be
World
like
War II?
Emily. Yeah. And it'll be like Emily. And it'll be like 2 pages about Emily. And then it'll switch to like somebody else. And then you're like, and then these people slowly start to like meet. And it's good so far. Ooh. And my sister read it in 3 days. My mom's read it. So I recommended it to them and then they read it. And I was like, well, maybe I should finally read it.
Why are you recommending shit that you haven't read?
Because 3 librarians said it was a good book, and it's good so far.
Okay. If you love whodunits, you guys will love this author, Shari LaPena. She has been said to be similar to Agatha Christie. And you know who Agatha Christie is?
Sounds very familiar.
She's the one who wrote Murder on the Oriental Express. So it's kind of like a game of Clue, basically. They have to figure out who did it. That's how she does her books. And she also wrote Death on the Nile. And she also wrote this one book that I love. It's called The 10 Little Indians. And
yeah, you've told me about this.
Love Agatha Christie. So Shari LaPena is similar to that, where she gives you little clues and then it's a big reveal at the end of holy fucking. There's always like some type of intertwining of people's destinies and how they all know each other at the end. It's so good. So Shari LaPena, Agatha Christie, those are great whodunits. Love it. I binged like 10 of her books.
I'm not a big whodunit person. I'm more of like a fantasy.
Okay.
Like that's why I love Harry Potter. And what were the other books I was telling you about? The Percy Jackson stuff. I like those kind of books. And I also like depressing ones where like some girl's like trying to kill herself or something.
Oh,
you've already given me 2.
Speak, and I think I gave you Twisted.
Yeah.
And you like them.
Yeah.
But if you like fantasy, you'll definitely like the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, whatever. So this is a combination of the Hunger Games, kind of like Avatar. So in this world, it's 2 different class systems. One of them is the Reds, and those are people who bleed red, so they don't have gifts or powers. And then there's the Silvers. The Silvers' blood are silver, and they have special powers, and that comes around with controlling elements, being able to hear people's thoughts, being able to influence them by like as a siren, like you speak to them and you can control them. That's how it is within the Silvers. So there's the main character. Her name is Mare. She's a Red. And the way it's like the Hunger Games, when you hit 18, you're conscripted into the war between the 2 reigning Silver families. So the Reds are at the front line to be able to fight it and stuff like that. So she's about to approach her 18th birthday when one of her friends... They're making
girls do it too?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, bitch. Yeah, the only way you are excluded from joining the war is if you have a job.
I'm getting a job right away. I'm starting looking for work when I'm 14.
She doesn't have a job. She was like always like, fuck this place, fuck this country.
Nah, when there's war on the line,
girl,
I am not.
And then
I'm showing up for work every day.
You're not calling out.
No, I'll pick up shifts. I cannot go to war, honey. No, ma'am.
So her idea is like, oh, we can bunk out. She has a best friend. Forgot what his name is, but he has a job, so he's safe. But then out of nowhere, his boss dies in a fishing accident because he's a fisherman, and now he has threat of going to war because he doesn't have a job anymore.
No, I would have been like, I'll take over the fishing business and I'll hire my friend and let's get to work, bitch, because I'm not going to war.
Nah, I don't know what happened at some point. I think they were just scrambling and things like that. And his name was Kilroy. And she was like, we can leave this place. I already know that there's a rebellion happening at so-and-so. It's called the Redcoats.
I'm not banking on the rebellion.
Girl. So then she meets up with the rebellion somehow. And they look at her and they're like, nah, bitch, you ain't coming. What the fuck you talking about? So she's like, fuck. And she's a pickpocketer. So she's good at pickpocketing people. So she goes to a bar that a lot of the commanders are known to like swindle and chill with, and she pickpockets this one guy. He catches her. He's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you not know who I am? She's like, no, I don't know who the fuck you are. I just know that can get me 3 months rent. What the fuck you talking about? I don't give a shit about who you are. So that starts it. Because I'm just gonna tell you this for free, because this is how it unravels. The dude she ends up pickpocketing and talking to is the prince. He likes her, so he tries to save her.
That's where it's going. Okay, yeah. Stop it right there because I'll read it.
And then it spirals, sis. It's so good, but you get so invested in her writing is awesome.
I'll read that. That sounds like right up my alley.
You need to do it. It's fantasy and it's that love bullshit that you're fucking talking about.
Because I used to love, like, besides even Twilight, I used to read all these vampire books. Like, I just used to be obsessed with the whole fantasy relationship.
I told you about Lunar Tides.
No.
Lunar Tides by Marissa Meyer.
Okay.
So there's 4 books within her series. What do they look like?
Let me see.
So the first one is Cinder. That is a spin on Cinderella. They have Scarlet, who's a spin on Little Red Riding Hood. Cress is a spin on Rapunzel, and Winter is a spin on Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Frozen. I was like,
no, fuck that bitch. And then they have a prequel to this whole entire series called Ferris, and it's about the queen herself. So her writing is so good. There's literally no plot holes. One book leads into the other, and it's nicely tied at the end. It's so fucking good. I read the whole entire series in about 2 weeks.
Dang.
Cinder, she is an android. So she's an invention of her adopted father, who was an engineer. So she has flesh of human, but on the inside, she's an android. She's a robot. And during this time, it is kind of scary the way that it was written. During this time, half of the population died of an unknown virus. And it came out when COVID came out. So I was just like... So a lot of people, especially the royal emperor, he's trying to figure out what the fuck he has to do to try to figure out A, what the virus is, B, how to save his people. And one of the bargains as the emperor is to have a relationship with the moon goddess. And that's the queen. I forgot what her name is, but she's the main character of Fair. So she's like the evil protagonist of the series. Cinder, they figure out, is immune to the virus. And that's not the case for all androids. So they end up capturing her and doing experiments on her. And then she tries to like escape. But her stepmother is like, no, fuck you. You're the reason why my husband's dead. And she sells her to the government. And then it just spirals from fucking there.
And that sounds really good.
It is so good.
That sounds good.
So again, guys, you need to read The Minders from John Mars. You need to check out Sherry LaPena. If you don't know Agatha Christie, which is stupid, you need to check them out. You need to check the Red Queen series and the Lunar Tide series. So those are your book recommendations. Take it as you will. If
Take
you
it
don't,
as you will.
you a loser. Okay. I saw a little thread on the Shade Room, and I was relating to this bitch so well. What seems like a compliment, but it's actually an insult?
I got one right off the top of my head.
You're pretty for a black girl.
That was what I was going to say. That's literally what I was going to say. That's literally what I was going to say.
When a man says he wants to put a baby in you.
Yeah. No thanks.
I was like, ugh.
That does nothing for me.
Mine's was, I remember clear as day. I was at Ross. I had just got my hair relaxed and blown out, and I was looking real cute. One of the workers came behind me and flicked my hair. She was like, your hair looks so pretty. It must be a wig. And she walked away. I was like, it's not, but cool.
Ooh, that's me.
She a hating asshole.
Oh, I got one that somebody said to me once.
What?
So my friend, this is really, it's not that weird. Okay, in the black community, I don't feel like this is weird, but my friend wasn't black. She was like, she was selling her extensions, right? And I was like really young, and they were really nice extensions. She had worn them maybe once to prom. And I was like, oh, I'll buy those. And she was like, don't you think you should buy hair that's like more like your kind of hair? And I was like, what does that mean? Bitch, I have eyes. If it didn't match my hair, I wouldn't get it. What are you trying to say? Because you're white and I'm not? You think okay. That's what. I also had somebody tell me once, you're the right kind of black girl.
Oh, I remember I was talking to my friend, and she was just recently out in these streets being her whole self, which we love. And this one guy messaged her, was like, I heard fat bitches suck dick good. And he was just like, I'm available at 3.
Oh my God, the audacity.
Out of pocket. I was just like, yo, why are you coming real left when you know damn well you ain't got that chest in real person?
You would never say that to me. If you don't have the balls to say it to me in real life, don't fucking say it, bro.
Facts.
Wow,
I was
crazy.
Shook. I was like,
girl, what do you even do? Block?
What can you do?
Yeah.
I'm not engaging in this conversation.
You called me fat. And like, that wasn't a compliment. That's the farthest from a compliment. You're trying to, yeah, no. The scream that I scrumped. I was not expecting that.
I was shook when she told me that. I was like,
yeah, that's crazy.
What did you say to him? I just blocked him.
Yeah, no, that's literally what I would have done. You're blocked. If
you guys heard any type of comments, bitch, let us know. Literally, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all.
No.
The fuck?
And if you think it's nice, if you have to question if it's nice, it's probably not.
It's really not. But before we continue, I wanted to tell you this because we already know that Lauren is very eclectic. She likes different music.
I do.
She's an anomaly. This bitch is.
I am.
And I'm about to be one of her. You're looking.
She's expanded her music taste.
Finally. Allegedly, I'm a classic rock girly.
Yeah, she thought it was alternative music.
I did.
Girl, no. Some of it is. Some of it is not.
I was watching. She recommended a series on Hulu called The Dark Side of the 90s. And it's a limited series. It has like 10 episodes or whatever. And one of the episodes was the birth of grunge music. So I'm watching it because it's interesting. I've heard of grunge and I've heard of these bands. bands, but I never like took a deep dive into it.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me see. And this episode mainly revolves around the birth and creation of Seattle's first grunge label called Sub Pop. And it just talks about the things that they had to go through in order to sign these bands that didn't really know about the business. They just knew they wanted to play music and things like that. And then they talk about Nirvana, because Nirvana was their first major band on their platform and their most successful. So I just remember always hearing that Nirvana, Kurt Cobain is like very influential in the music industry, especially in the rock side and things like that. So I'm like, what's up with this cat? Like, what is his music really saying? So I listened to their popular song, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Love the guitar. The instrumentals are amazing.
Yeah, she's very late to the game.
I really am. Listen, at least I'm diving in, okay? You're never too late. And it was giving me the opening scene of a troubled youth running away from home. It was giving me that vibe.
Right.
And I was feeling my angst girl vibes,
right,
you know?
Right.
And then that just led me into Pink Floyd, the Foo Fighters.
Love Pink Floyd.
I finally gave into, I have a friend who I work with. What up, Alberto? And he gave me a bunch of recommendations, and he gave me Master of Puppets from Metallica. Was good. Slowly but surely, I'm going into Pearl Jam. What else did you tell me?
I like
The Strokes, White Stripes.
I like The Strokes. Yeah, they're not like my favorite band. You did. I didn't give you those recommendations.
No. You didn't. But you told me something else.
I like The Clash, the Ramones.
Yeah, you
the
did.
Who, the Rolling Stones.
So your girl's out here being an alt girly. She's real angsty.
It's not really alt. It's classic rock. Everything I just listed was classic rock.
I asked her, I was like, what defines classic rock after a certain period? She was saying that the Rolling Stones and all that stuff, the 70s is classic rock. So
60s,
like,
70s.
But Nirvana is 90s.
That's not classic rock. That's grunge. That's why I said everything I listed is classic rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anywho, your girl's branching is the main fucking moral of the story.
Yeah.
So if you have any recommendations, let a bitch know. Precious, she's a secret rocker at heart. I was playing Lithium by Nirvana, and she was just like, the fuck is this? And I'm like, Nirvana. I know. Why are you listening to it? And I'm like, bitch, I'm opening my scope.
Precious is eclectic too.
She is. And she was like, bitch, since when? I'm like, mind your business.
All Nathalia listens to is radio music.
I do.
It's like harsh for the ears.
I am very mainstream. I apologize. To me, it's exhausting trying to find new artists. Like when people be like, "Oh, listen to this SoundCloud like music." I'm like, I'm not listening to SoundCloud.
I'm not listening to SoundCloud music.
The fuck I look like?
Unless somebody like a friend of mine is putting out a song, or like Charles putting out a song. I guess you could say alter ego. That's like his music name. Glass. Okay. Shout out Glass.
I was getting very overwhelmed listening to all the new music that he was recommending. And I was like, I need to take time.
You gotta throw your old music in the loop too. Like I'll listen to like a new song and then I'll put on something that's comfortable, like The Main or Mayday Parade or One Direction, a song that I know all the words to. It's not always new music. You gotta microdose yourself. Find like 5 new songs a week and then put your old music into rotation.
I got a list.
Yeah.
We're working on this.
We're working on it.
But yeah, so I'm a rock girl. Ew, I got my plaid. What else is rock? I got leather.
Lord.
All right. So before we start doing the game, because we're going to bring back Hella Awkward, I have Am I the Asshole for you.
Okay.
And this is a good one. Am I the asshole for not giving my sister-in-law and her family a luxury vacation?
I'm going to go with no.
I travel a lot for work, so I have many hotel and airline points. It is crazy. This summer, I'm taking my family to Disney World. We are going to stay at one of the resorts on property. My sister-in-law and her family had a hard time during the pandemic, so I decided to do something nice and invite them all. My treat. I said I would pay for their flights, hotel, and park tickets. Everyone was excited until she started talking to my wife. Now she's upset that we're staying at one of the resorts and they are staying in Disney Springs. Apparently, I'm being cheap by using points for their hotel stay instead of paying for them to stay at the same resorts as us. My wife told her sister and brother-in-law to shut the fuck up and accept the gift, but they didn't. They told my in-laws that I was making their kids jealous by not letting them enjoy the same stuff as us. To be clear, the hotel I booked for them is very nice. It's not the Grand Floridian. So I finally talked to them and gave the choice of accepting my gift or not coming since I could still cancel the reservations. They started yelling at me for being an asshole and taking something away from their kids. Oh, I had to talk to them like adults. But when they started screaming, their kids heard them and found out that they might not be going. Now their kids are pissed at their parents for possibly fucking up their vacation. And I'm the bigger asshole for making them look bad in front of their kids. Am I the asshole?
No. You're not owed anything in life unless you work for it. So take the fucking gift, take the blessing, and stop being a shitty person. That's how I feel about it.
You know how
if somebody gifted me a free hotel, even just to fucking stay in for 2 days and it was around the corner from my house, I'd be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciative for what you get. If you like, I don't get it. Beggars can't be choosers. Bitch, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
How you look with your hand out when you can't even afford it yourself? Yeah. You look crazy.
Do you know how expensive a trip to Disney World is in Florida? It's $10,000 on a family of 4 on a 3-night stay. I used to work at call centers and we used to book vacations for every fucking body. A family of 4 coming for a 4-day trip and going to the theme parks, you're looking at $10,000. And that's not even the best hotel on Disney property. That's not even with freaking dining majority of the fucking time.
No, I'm going to make sure my kids like the zoo, the beach.
Exactly.
The free shit.
So the fact that your brother-in-law was nice to use his points
to
bring you and your fucking family flights, hotel, and tickets. You literally just had to worry about souvenirs and food.
You don't even have to get souvenirs.
Exactly. If you're that fucking
and you don't
pressed.
even have to get food there. You could go to Publix real quick, get some Uncrustables for your kids.
If you're really that fucking pressed. But you want to be a dumb bitch and bite the hand that fucking feeds you.
They probably want to flex. That's what's wrong with people. They want to look good for everybody else. Like, oh, we paid for this. Oh, we did this.
Literally, my friends still work at the theme parks. When he's like, yo, do you want tickets? Fuck yeah, I want some tickets. I'm going to take that bitch and I'm not going to worry about it. First, I'm going to ask me like, how much do you want for them? Because that's going to,
oh, no, not me. When Nathalia used to work there, I never offered her a dime. I was like, thank you.
Basically, but I didn't offer it to you looking for money.
No, you didn't. Yeah, we used to have a ball.
Fuck yeah, bitch. Like when I quit my job and I still had my tickets and shit like that, I took all my friends to fucking the theme parks. Yeah. All 6 of us.
We all went to Universal.
Y'all, and then at that, thank God, we didn't even have to pay for parking because one of them had an annual pass that got free parking. So it was definitely a free trip. And they just said thank you for bringing you. Like, bitch, why are you thanking me? Why wouldn't I do this for you if I have it? But it's just like, be accepting of blessings. Like it could be so much harder. And like, imagine if
your blessings now, they're never going to invite you to anything ever again.
Now your kids will never get to go to Disney because you can't fucking afford it.
And your kids will remember
you fucked up their life. Not their life.
They'll remember how selfish you are. Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's all about you and it shouldn't be about you. If you have children, you should be selfless. Point blank period. I don't have kids.
Someone offering to get me something to eat, I'm fucking thankful as fuck.
Me too.
And now you're saying you're going to get me a trip?
The only time I might be like, okay, let me throw it on a little bit more is if it's like a crusty hotel. I can't stay in a crusty hotel.
No.
I can't.
Don't try to put me in no shitty ass
I can't do that.
La Quinta. Don't put me in that bitch.
No, ma'am.
I will fight you.
No, like whatever you're going to put down on the hotel is cool, but I'll also throw something down.
Nah,
to make it a little bit better.
The lowest I'm going to go is Hilton Garden Inn.
The lowest I'm going to go is the Fairfield Marriott.
So it's just like, girl, no, you're not an asshole. You're so fucking nice to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to use my points on you.
Yeah.
Bitch, you're just so
dusty.
I hate people like that because now you're fucking up the flow for everyone after you, aka your fucking kids. Because it's not like you're gonna let your kids go.
My ass would be like, just let the kids come.
No, and you think the parents are gonna feel that shit
I would do that just to be an asshole
in front of them.
Like your parents are so shitty that they're stopping you from being able to come.
They're blocking your blessings.
Like
bitch.
Literally,
I
said no, and I was right.
luxury vacations. Bitch, coming to stupid ass Florida.
Get your tax bracket up, and then you can talk about a luxury.
Coming to stupid ass Florida is so fucking expensive. Okay. For absolutely no fucking reason.
It's expensive to live here. And now DeSantis is trying to start problems with Disney. And I'm like,
oh,
what do you think that's going to do?
He already fucked it up.
They're going to move Disney and we're going to have nothing, you dumb fuck.
No, because of his little shenanigans that he tried to basically sanction Disney to not have as much freedom as they did. They stopped $1 billion endeavor in Lake Nona because of it.
And he probably doesn't give a fuck. This is what he's about his own personal what he believes in as a person. He's not a leader. He doesn't understand what it's like to think about everybody else. That's the whole point. You're supposed to be representing us. What you're doing is you're representing people who agree with you, and that's it.
At the end of the day, that's politicians in general. When you don't hold contingent their wages and they just get paid for doing fuck all, that's when they lose interest in the people. So if you make them work for their dollar, like, okay, you decided that you wanted to stall Congress and no federal workers are getting paid, you don't get paid neither. But they still get paid. So they don't give a fuck because their personal bank isn't being affected.
And it's all about money.
So basically it says the project near Lake Nona Town Center was supposed to cost $864 million, but recent price estimates it closer to $1.3 billion. Disney had planned to relocate 2,000 employees from Southern California, including most departments of the Imagineering, which works the Disney movie studios to develop theme park attractions. And then it says most of the affected employees complained bitterly about having to move. Some either quit, but Disney held firm, partly because Florida tax credit would have allowed the company to recoup as much as $570 million over 20 years for building and occupying the complex. Now you're fucking up everything, because if Disney leaves, Florida is going to get fucked even more because now we're going to have to pay state tax. And personally, I like not paying state tax, which is also a reason why I don't move to other states in the fucking US.
It's a big reason.
Like, it just doesn't make no sense. And he doesn't give a fuck because I'm pretty sure this bitch ass doesn't pay taxes because he writes off everything. Like, it's just stupid. Don't come to Florida. We're full. Okay, we're done.
If you're coming, come to assassinate. I mean, just kidding.
She did not mean it, FBI.
I did not mean it.
Fetty, we didn't mean it.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke. No, seriously, it was a joke. Okay, this is a freedom of speech.
Update. Lauren has been missing. Lauren has been missing for 2 weeks.
God, I'd love a vacation.
All paid vacation. You're coming back skinnier.
Literally. Skinnier. Yup. Be on a hunger strike because the food probably sucks.
All right. So we're playing hella awkward. If you don't know this game by now, that means you haven't been listening to the fucking pod and you need to pause this and listen to that bitch and come back to us. We each got to pick a question that we wanted to ask each other, one from each category: dating, sex, real talk, and relations. Our main goal is for us to ask it to one another, but if you want to answer it yourself as well to give insight, you can do that as well.
Let's start with relationships. How has your parents' relationship impacted your love life?
I think all Dominicans are fucking cheaters. Yeah. By the way, context, my dad's Dominican. My mom is Puerto Rican. And my dad had a relationship within a relationship within a relationship and gave birth to 2 children intertwined between 2 different baby mamas. That's how fucked up it was.
Yeah. So she's got trust issues.
With Dominicans specifically, but...
probably with men. And she doesn't admit it. Not me being a therapist.
Right. No.
Going deeper.
No. I definitely had that experience where I didn't trust men in my younger years. Now I've learned to give you the benefit of the doubt,
right,
and not to have prejudgments on anybody. I'm starting to trust my gut more, but I'm not starting to be skeptic on anybody. But to answer the questions, my parents' relationships fucked me up to have trust issues in men in my earlier years. And I had to work on myself to know that their relationship will not be my relationship. Do you want to answer that for yourself too?
Oh, sure. So my parents have been married for 29 years. So I guess the only impact that I've really had is that I know that like having a long-term relationship and a good relationship is possible. So it kind of makes me...
You're a hopeless romantic?
Basically.
Okay.
Because of them.
Yeah.
But it's not bad stuff. It's good stuff. It's bad with just modern dating now. Nobody wants to be together for 29 years. Nobody has the morals and the integrity to like actually want to have a real relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking about myself, really. I'm speaking about like in general my friends, stuff like that. So
what about me annoys you the most?
Okay. What about me annoys you the most? That you live an hour and a half fucking away from me. That's what annoys me the most, bitch.
That is so true.
Yeah.
None of my friends come see me.
Bitch.
A thing that annoys me about you, you like to play devil's advocate a lot, and it's so irritating. It's just like, I'm trying to feel victimized. Shut up. Like, well, how did they feel? I don't fucking know how they feel. Bitch, it's not about them. The moral of the story is I feel this way.
Yeah.
But it then is kind of good because, again, she's another one of my friends who give me different point of views from seeing on different people's, like,
I'm not just going to tell you
like that.
Yes all the time. Well, that's not being a good friend.
So yeah, that annoys me sometimes when she likes to be devil's advocate all the fucking time.
But it doesn't mean my loyalty doesn't stand with you. I want you to think about things more.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So we'll do real talk. What is something you're too scared to go after?
Online dating.
Why?
Because I've only had bad experiences with online dating. But I know that's the only way I would meet people because I work from home, so I don't really go out on the weekdays.
Right.
And when I go on the weekends, I go to the same places I've always go. I go to Target. I don't really go out do outdoorsy shits. The bar scene isn't me. I'll go to like restaurants and stuff like that. But nowadays, like
it's not like how it used to be.
Not.
If we didn't have cell phones and this was like the 80s, it would be completely different.
Exactly. So, so that's probably the thing that's gonna like hinder me the most. But that's probably gonna be the thing that will help me out the most as well because will open up my dating pool.
Right. I guess mine would be moving to a different state. I desperately don't want to live in Florida for the rest of my life. Like, I wouldn't mind like raising my kids here because like I feel like something that's important to me is I moved when I was a kid to a different state and I didn't really get the relationship with my grandparents that I would like to have had. So I want, if I have kids, to raise them around their family. You know what I mean? But I'd like, before I have kids, to live somewhere else. But I don't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be in a relationship and then we decide to move together. I'm too afraid to do it by myself.
Okay. How can I improve my relationship with you?
I guess probably just spending more time together.
Yeah.
But that's hard because life gets in the way and all that kind of stuff. But I think that that's the only thing. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that wants somebody to call me all the time. So I don't need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess just like doing more things together. Like maybe one day out of the month we reserve that we're always just going to hang out that one day and nobody else can infiltrate that plan. So we're at least seeing each other once a month. Guaranteed we probably see each other more than once a month, but something like that, I think that would be
we definitely need our thrifting dates again.
Because we used to do our thrifting things.
But then I did this shit.
Right.
And this occupies my Saturdays.
Right. Even if we just like decided to, I don't know, like go to the springs or the beach or...
To like do activities?
Yeah, something. Because I'm trying to get out more. I'm trying to do more stuff outside, be around people and not... Because I turn into a hermit. Working from home is great, but it really can hinder you with like... relationships and just being used to just going outside. So, and I don't want to be old and crusty. I want to be young and vibrant. And just because I don't like going to clubs and going out anymore, I still want to do stuff.
Mine's, I feel like, not to toot my horn, I think I'm a pretty great friend, but our relationship is good right now. We already are on that level of being real sensitive and opening up our deepest fears with each other and things like that.
Right.
I think it would just be like, I guess like similar to you, like doing activities to kind of like make it into a better friendship in terms of like more quality time and more thoughtfulness in the activities we do. So like, I know you say that you want to like do sewing or knitting or some bullshit like
crocheting.
That. So like,
I like do a crocheting
like
class.
Challenge ourselves into doing what we want to do.
Right. Exactly.
And just like
doing like if nobody else is going to help us like live the life that we want to, it's your friends. You know what I mean? So we might as well start pouring into each other and doing the things. Like you just said, you want to do painting with a twist.
I want to go horseback riding.
Oh, I love horseback riding.
We should go horseback riding. I saw one in Claremont over here. It was like $45.
That's it? For an hour?
Yeah. I want to go horseback riding.
No, we should do that.
Okay. I've been trying to find someone, but no one wanted to do it.
I've done that before, like on trails, and then I've horseback ride on my grandpa's farm. Ooh. So I know how to horseback ride.
Okay. I don't know.
I am a little afraid around horses, though, because they're so big. But the thing with horses is they can sense when you're afraid, and that's when they start to act weird. Okay. When you're chill and you're calm, they're fine. I remember I used to do horse therapy, and we had to do this exercise where we stood in the middle of this ring with the horse, and we had to like do a whip.
The lasso?
And everybody else's horse was just trotting calmly, and mine was because it could feel my energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I made the horse anxious. Okay. You know what I mean? And everyone was like, okay, calm down.
Horseback riding, bitch.
Yeah, we're going to do that. That's going to be our first excursion.
Yes.
Okay.
Take pictures. I'm feeding him apples.
Carrots.
They eat carrots?
Yeah, they eat carrots.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll do sex next. Okay. Do you need to be emotionally connected with someone to have sex with them?
Because I kind of yearn for human connection. I would say yes, but I don't have the mental ability to do that now. Like I'm focused on me. Right. I'm focused on doing my life, like my dreams. My dream is to have a podcast. I'm doing that. I'm focusing and directing all my energy into this. So I wouldn't mind fucking without having emotions. And especially nowadays, I don't want it because I'm not going to be able to nourish it. You know what I mean? And that, so back then, I remember, especially like growing up, like, oh, I used to be that bitch. I'm not going to have sex until I get married or whatever. Right. So that was my thing. But then I grew up and was just like, that's fucking stupid. Yeah. Like, who says that? Yeah. So now, no, I don't need to have a relationship to be fucking. So mine's is list your non-sexual turn-ons.
Having a job.
Ooh, that should just not even be a turn on. That's a bare minimum.
Well, I mean, like making good money. Okay, like being rich,
being able to take care of yourself, and I don't have to like and
take care of me. That's not a requirement, but I do. That's a turn on. If you can take alleviate things from my life,
bring
right there. Come here.
Mine is similar to that. It's not really money. Like, of course, like having more money would be helpful. Right. I joke about it all the time. Like, I don't need a boyfriend. I need someone to split this mortgage with me. Right. Like, let's be fucking honest. But me, it would be thinking before I need to do it. So, like, if you see the trash cans, like, full, do it without me asking.
Right. Basically taking away stressors from your life.
Yes. Yeah. And then, like, just kind of like, I don't want to say taking care of me because that's like a negative connotation, but seeing that like, oh, this bitch needs a new fucking tire. Let me do.
That's what I mean. Tire. That's exactly what I mean.
So it's like not taking care of me, but
it's
just
okay
like,
to just say that you want somebody to take care of you.
I personally, I really want that, but I don't think I could do it. Like if I was given a man to like take care of me,
it's because you've never been in a situation where. I just learned about this year. Like, I just tapped into realizing this stuff. Okay. Because I've been in relationships where somebody has taken away my feminine energy and that comes from, like, a guy not knowing what he wants to eat, not ever planning any dates, you know what I mean? Not picking you up, all that kind of stuff takes away. You start to have that masculine role where you're planning everything. You're doing all that stuff. So I feel like you've never flourished in your femininity in a relationship because when you are... and you're tapped into your femininity, you're okay with stuff like that. You know what I mean? You're no longer like, oh, I can do it myself. You know what I mean? Because you're fully tapped in and trusting that, like, of your feminine energy. Okay. It's weird, but it's a thing. I just learned about this year. Ooh. From TikTok. But before TikTok, one of my friend's boyfriends was talking to me about relationship dynamics, and he was talking about how... you know, sometimes issues in relationships are because a man has taken away your feminine energy. Oh, interesting. So then you take on a mom role.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's for, someone
That's just an idea.
Take care of me.
Okay.
Okay, last one.
Dating. Rank these in order of priority. Personality, looks, and money.
All right. Money, personality, looks. If I think you're cute, cool. But there's often times where I find someone cute and I find out their personality and he's no longer cute. So to me, looks isn't shit. I need to know you're able to take care of yourself and I don't have to be your parent. So you have to have your own fucking money.
Right.
I'm not a taxi. I'm not driving you everywhere because you ain't got a fucking car. I'm not a bank. So if you're constantly having these ideas of going to go fucking eat and you got no damn money, that sounds like a you problem, sis. I'm not a mother. I'm not here to take care of you. Mm-hmm. So have your own money to take care of your own life and to hold yourself accordingly. Personality, I have to have something to talk to you about.
Right.
You have to make me laugh. If you can't make me laugh, I'm a funny ass bitch. I can't hold this couple. Mm-hmm. I can't be the only one on fucking on one every single day.
You need somebody equal personality.
Yeah, not saying that you have to be on one every day in a relationship, but you have to have charisma. You have to have a lighthearted yet realistic way of seeing things. You have to be able to broaden her horizons in order to understand where I'm coming from as a person,
right.
a different background. With that, I can love anyone who's not conventionally handsome or pretty. I've done it in the past.
Right.
Where I've talked or liked somebody and my friends were like, damn, I would have never thought.
Right.
Because to me, it's not about looks. So money, personality, and looks.
Mine is looks, money, personality.
Okay.
Because if I'm not sexually attracted to somebody, it's not going to work.
Okay.
And then money, I need somebody that can, like you said, take care of themselves and doesn't have to be an issue and that can even enhance my life. Mm-hmm. And I don't really want to put personality last. I want it to be as equal as money because personality is important too. I can't date somebody who's boring. We got to be able to laugh. We got to like the same TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to like the same everything, but we have to have something in common, something to talk about. You have to be able to challenge me. You know what I mean? We have to be able to have discussions and disagreements and you know what I mean, talk about politics and all kinds of stuff. So it's like those, if I could make those equal, I would, but looks is important, not on a superficial, shallow way, but anytime that I've made looks not something that's important, it hasn't worked out. You know? Yeah. So that's reality wise, if I'm not attracted to you, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So that's not bad. According to my friends, are my dating standards too high, too low, or just right? What do you think?
Low.
My dating standards are low?
Well, I've only seen like a couple people.
Who?
It's not like you have a large like thing that you've showed me of people.
Oh, dating base?
Yeah. So I don't really have much to gauge on. I remember like some guy that I think you met on Tinder or something like that.
Yeah. I talk to a lot of people, but I'm not going to tell all my friends who I talk to. That just doesn't make any sense because that person literally is probably no one in my life.
Right.
But, I don't know. I've been told that my standards are too high. And I'm just like, bitch, how? Because I say that you need to have a job, you need to have a car, you need
that's
to
not a high standard.
Make me laugh. That's literally at this stage in life is bare.
That's bare minimum. That's
exactly.
Not high standards.
But they were like,
especially at the age that we are now.
Yeah.
Maybe when we were 22 or something, it's different.
But then they were like, you just expect them to be on point every single day. Like you guys have amazing conversations every single day.
I don't think you expect that. And if you do, then that's unrealistic.
I'm like, I don't expect that because I can't bring that myself.
Exactly.
So I was just like,
you just want somebody that has their life together the same way that you do. Yeah. No, ma'am.
So some people say I had too high standards. I think they're just low and they don't know how to date, but whatever.
What was the question again?
My question is, do you think my dating standards are too high, too low, or just right?
Okay, so now do me.
We already know, sis.
Say it.
I think your dating standards are too low. Yeah. And that's just because I know you as a person and your growth that you've done from when I first met you to where you are now and everything in between. You could do so much better for yourself, but you are your own enemy and things like that. But is it not true?
A little bit, yeah.
Exactly. But like we talked about it last night, it's step-by-step process. Like I would like to see you accelerate, but that's because my pace is different than your pace.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing for you because at the end of the day, it's your life. And I'm always going to be here to support you for who you are. But I just know based off the people of the past, you could do so much fucking better. And I've told you this.
Yeah.
I think they're low, but
that's her personal opinion.
Yeah. But again, I'm not Lauren. I don't live Lauren's life.
Yep.
But I support Lauren.
Woo!
That's all that matters in this day.
All right, that was good.
That was a cute little light therapy session.
Yeah, I love it.
Ew. If anyone resonates with any of the questions that were asked and you want to put in your own input, definitely do it inside the comments. Engage in the conversation, join the conversation, enhance it. And that brings the end to this pod. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Again.
Thanks.
And that's that. Dos vidania. Be safe. Bye.